Right now, how some families are dealing with this sweltering heat with no power or air conditioning at home. They're still feeling the wrath of Monday's storms.
Also, it took nearly 3 decades, but Rock County authorities now know the identity of the Riverman, a cold case solved.
And meanwhile, Buffalo, New York continues to remember those shot dead at a grocery store. Lawmakers in Washington working on a gun compromise bill. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Thanks for being with us. The cleanup continues 24 hours after severe storms swept through the area. Madison's east side, the hardest hit, and crews continue to clean up an apartment complex near Madison College that saw the roof blown off the building.
But the more immediate challenge is the lack of power in many areas. Families are facing the sweltering heat without air conditioning. And this heat and the possibility of more severe weather has meteorologist Dana Fulton's full attention. She is out on the weather patio. Dana?
It is still hot and humid out here on the patio. Temperatures just hit 96 degrees, so breaking the previous daily high temperature record, which was 95, set in the late 80s. 97 right now in Janesville, 95 in Platteville, but when you factor in our dew points, heat index readings close to 100, if not just over that threshold for some areas. So it is hot and it is humid outside. Folks still need to be careful with this heat through the rest of this evening. We have heat advisories northwest of Dane County through 8 p.m. tonight. For Dane County and areas east, that heat advisory goes until 8 p.m. tomorrow because we're just not out of the woods just yet. We have more heat on tap for tomorrow. And frankly, I know it sounds like we might be really of a broken record with all this hot temperature talk, but we don't see the mid-90s that much in Madison. The previous record was set in 1987 for today, and the last time we were 95 degrees in Madison was May 27th in 2018. Now, we did hit 94 in the middle of May, and May 12th. But you got to remember, at the end of July, our average high temperature is still in the low 80s. So we can make it through an entire summer in the mid 80s, and it would still be a seasonable summer for us. Looking ahead to tomorrow, the heat stays on, and we're adding in that threat for strong to severe thunderstorms in the late afternoon and evening. Some of those storms could bring some high winds yet again and more of a hail and heavy rain threat. But we'll time out that line in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. Many people may not see relief from the heat for some time. According to Madison Gas and Electric, more than 4,200 customers are still without power, and some may be in the dark into Wednesday. And that means no electricity, of course, for more than 24 hours on this hottest record-breaking day of the year. And as a result, many people across the city need a place to go to keep cool.
News 3's Arman Rahman is live in the newsroom with how Dane County Emergency Management hopes to help. Arman?
Yeah, losing power is bad enough, but not having air conditioning could be deadly in this extreme heat. On top of 2 other events happening today, the Alliant Energy Center Coliseum also opened up for a place to cool down. We visited and saw tables and chairs and even places for people to bring their pets. The city offered free bus rides to the Coliseum. Dane County's heat advisory continues through tomorrow, and so will that cooling center.
This cooling center today will be open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we're watching the weather, working with the county. The Emergency Management Department's EOC is open, and the county executive to determine what plans we'll have for the rest of the week.
The Red Cross also opened a cooling center at Madison College. It was open until 5 p.m. today. They have cool water and snacks and free bus rides to that shelter, too. One family from Eakin Park was without power since yesterday. They were thankful to bring their kids to Madison College. We have more from them in the next hour.
Armin, thank you, and welcome aboard, by the way. With so many unable to access air conditioning and escape the heat, risk of heat-related health issues are heightened. UW Health's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Jeff Potoff, has some advice.
Yeah, really the most important thing to do is to plan for days like this. If we run into these days and we haven't made plans for how we're going to keep cool, things can spiral a bit out of control. You can find yourself in trouble or in an emergency department.
And we are not alone facing the heat. Much of the Midwest and a swath of the South are facing what could be a deadly heat wave. More than 100 million people are expected to be affected by midweek. The Houston Health Department activated a heat emergency plan, which opened cooling centers for people without air conditioning and anyone looking for a break from the high temperatures.
Authorities have recovered the body of a Milwaukee 10-year-old who was swept away with 2 adults in a drainage ditch Monday following those severe thunderstorms. The 2 men, 34 and 37 years old, went into the water in an attempt to rescue the boy who was swept away in a storm tunnel near 27th at Loomis. The water was deep and fast flowing following the storms. Family identified the boy as Muhammad Arman Rashidullah. Well, officials say he would have turned 11 years old on July 4th. Communities bordering Yellowstone National Park are facing record floodwaters. Residents and tourists were stranded after floodwaters knocked out roads and bridges in both Wyoming and Montana and forced the closure of all entrances to the park. Video shows a house being carried away here by the floodwaters. There were no immediate reports of any injuries, and water levels are dropping today, but it's unclear when the park could reopen. Well, you can stay ahead of whatever Mother Nature is planning for us with the free Channel3000.com First Warn weather app. Again, it is free and it is available right now in your app store. Finally, after nearly 30 years, authorities have a name for the Riverman.
It marks a break in a cold case that has remained a long-time mystery that began in 1995 when investigators found the remains of a man in a wooded area along Turtle Creek in Clinton.
And Brady Mallory joins us with who this man was and what happens now. Brady?
Authorities say the man, known as John Clinton Doe, was actually Carl J. Isaacs Jr. This comes after the DNA Doe Project announced the case was solved in 2019, but withheld the name at the request of authorities in Rock County. Today, the Rock County Sheriff publicly identified the remains as Isaacs, who had walked away from the Walworth County Jail in April 1995. Now that we know who he is, we're waiting to know what exactly happened. This is where the investigation takes an important shift of focus.
From basically the identification, and I provided a fair amount of information as to his background, where he's from, that sort of thing. And now we're really looking to flesh out exactly who he was and how did he find himself in that particular location.
Identifying him took 2 weeks of investigative genetic genealogy analysis. The confirmation came this year when the University of North Texas compared this DNA to a close family member.
Brady, thank you. People in Buffalo gathering today to remember those who were gunned down while shopping in a grocery store 1 month ago.
Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill, where lawmakers are trying to create new legislation that would hopefully prevent more people from dying by gun violence.
Survivors, families of victims, and community leaders gathered near the Top supermarket in Buffalo, where 10 people were gunned down in a racially motivated massacre 1 month ago.
An outsider with hate in his heart, indoctrinated in the ways of white supremacy, opened fire and killed 10 precious and innocent people.
Tuesday also marks 3 weeks to the day that the massacre at Robb Elementary School killed 19 children and 2 teachers in Uvalde, Texas. Just 2 of many mass shootings that have spurred senators to a breakthrough on a bipartisan gun deal.
I think it's progress for the country, and I think that the bipartisan group has done the best they can to get total support.
The agreement does not include provisions Democratic lawmakers have pushed for, including raising the age to purchase assault weapons, but it would include enhanced background checks on those under 21.
We need to know before somebody walks in and buys a firearm when they turn 18, what their mental health and criminal record history looks like to the extent feasible.
Negotiators acknowledge they're far from the finish line. They now must write the bill and pass it before the compromise hits any snags.
I recognize that when you get down to the drafting, get down to offsets, there could be some additional issues that are raised. I would hope we get it done by no later than the end of next week.
At least 10 Republicans have so far signaled their support, which would be enough to pass the Senate. House Democrats have signaled their support as well, even though it falls far short of gun control measures passed last week in the House. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Texas Senator John Cornyn, who has led the negotiations for Senate Republicans, says it will take a couple of days for them to turn the deal into legislative text.
After a Monday that sent the S&P into bear market territory, all eyes now are on the Fed, which could respond to inflation with its biggest interest rate hike in more than 2 decades. With the national average for a gallon of gas now topping $5, many Americans are taking a hard look at their budgets and also their retirement portfolios. Investors and businesses are bracing for Wednesday's decision from the Federal Reserve on interest rates to fight soaring inflation.
Down big. It's amazing. Where I was 2 years ago, it's incomparable to where I am today.
We will be focused on our spending and our saving, hunkering down.
Now, it's unclear how long the bear market will last, so analysts recommend investors pay down any debt and keep their money in the market in anticipation of a rebound. As for today's numbers on Wall Street, the Dow tumbling another 152 points. The Nasdaq actually ended up in positive territory, up 19, and the S&P lost another 14. Just ahead, your complete forecast. Dana maps out our temperatures for overnight and the coming days.
And an update on legislation to protect members of the U.S. Supreme Court after threats ahead of a potential decision on abortion rights. And coming up next hour, one of the Republican candidates for governor wants to drain the Madison swamp. Will Keneally explains what Tim Michels is planning to do. Join us for that story coming up tonight at 6.
It's time to march into Green Tag Savings. Get your John Deere S200 series with 4.9% for 60 months, or John Deere X3s, 5s, and 7s with 1.9% for 48 months.
Power up with Sloan's.
How will you mow? Find out today at Sloan's.
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor.
I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work.
We know Gutter Shutter is the best system for you and your home, and we'd love to show you how it can keep you safe and off that ladder forever. So call us or visit us online to set up your free estimate, and we can show you what Gutter Shutter and the Larson Home experience is all about.
We're not just massage envy. We're also facials that get your skin glowing envy. We're talking, dang girl, you look good kind of envy.
All right, tell me your secret and lunch is on me.
Impress all your coworkers envy.
I bet she's on that Himalayan pepper cleanse.
How does she do it envy?
So what's going on with this?
That's because a regular massage envy facial routine is an amazing way to look and feel better. For that, I still got it going on kind of a feeling.
Must be good genes.
Massage envy facials, where better begins.
It was a dream. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but I knew that the passion was going to make it not seem like work. JUPACA was really there for me, helping me kind of gain financial literacy, everything from the business loan to setting up the LLC. JUPACA really was a great guide and a resource for me getting this whole entire project off the ground. There's been a couple of classes when I'll walk in, and especially when it's the busy room and I start to get choked up. Those are the days when it's like, this is what I was supposed to do.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
It's time to march into Green Tag Savings. Get your John Deere Z300 or 500 series with 4.9% for 60 months, or John Deere Z700 0.9% for 36 months.
Power up with Sloan's.
How will you mow? Find out today at Sloan's.
Tonight at 6, Red Cross cooling stations have been created to combat the heat. We'll have those locations for you.
And the heat is still on. We're looking at potentially record-tying temperatures again tomorrow. We'll look at when the cool down arrives.
Want to know what the weather is like right now where you live? Download the First Warn Weather app and I'll give you my hour-by-hour forecast.
The First Warn Weather app. Get it now. Powered by News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The House committee investigating the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol has postponed a hearing that was to feature Trump-era Justice Department officials. Now, the hearing had been scheduled for tomorrow. A spokesman for the panel attributed the postponement to, quote, a number of scheduling factors, including production timeline and availability of members and witnesses. Representative Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, a Republican member of the committee, said on Twitter that the hearing had been moved to next week as a way to space out the testimony. It's been more than a month since the U.S. Senate unanimously passed a Supreme Court security bill.
Today, the House also passed the bill overwhelmingly. It comes as Supreme Court police say they've seen an uptick in violent threats as the justices prepare to issue major rulings on abortion rights and the Second Amendment.
And Skylar Henry has more from Capitol Hill.
The bill is passed. The House has approved a Senate bill designed to boost security for U.S. Supreme Court justices and their immediate families.
It is imperative that the justices are free from fear of violence or physical intimidation to make decisions based on the Constitution and law as applied to the facts of the cases before them.
The Senate passed this bill a month ago. Why did it take so long?
The bill allows Supreme Court police to provide around-the-clock protection to justices and their families if it's deemed necessary. House Democrats had sought to add protections for Supreme Court employees and their families, but backed down when Senate Republicans said it wouldn't pass the upper chamber.
It was House Democrats that at least wanted to get one itty-bitty concession out of this bill.
I'm glad it will be heading to the president's desk without any poison pills to ping it back to the Senate to delay it further.
Senate Republicans introduced the bill following a leaked draft opinion on a Mississippi abortion case that suggested the court may be poised to overturn Roe v. Wade. That leak sparked protests targeting the homes of several justices. Calls to pass the bill intensified last week after a man called police to say he was near Justice Brett Kavanaugh's home with thoughts of killing him. An affidavit states the 26-year-old California man had a gun and a knife. He's been charged with attempted murder.
Threats of violence and actual violence against the justices, of course, strike at the heart of our democracy.
Federal and local law enforcement agencies have been on high alert, but the Supreme Court expected to issue its final ruling on the Mississippi case in the coming days. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Today on the House floor, Democrats said they are hopeful an additional bill can eventually be taken up to extend security protections to Supreme Court employees and their families.
Well, let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather now. The heat is on and it is sticking around. Dana?
It really is for us. Right now, we're sandwiched between a warm front just to the north and a cold front off to the west. So it is hot outside. High temperatures today in the mid-90s with heat index readings over 100. Now, as this cold front approaches overnight heading into tomorrow, it's still going to be hot outside tomorrow in front of this front. Things don't cool down too much behind it. Our focus with the front will be our chance for strong to severe thunderstorms in the late afternoon and evening. Those storms will be moving into an environment that's very warm and very humid, very full of moisture. So it has the possibility to really fire off for us late in the day. We're already under an enhanced risk, so a 3 on a scale to 5 throughout the state. Our primary concern yet again is high winds, very similar to what we had yesterday, not ruling out the possibility for an isolated tornado and that large hail chance. Again, a very similar setup to Monday. Overnight, mostly clear skies. Our future track keeps things pretty quiet for us over the next about 12 hours. As we look ahead to tomorrow morning, temperatures will be close to 80 to start off the day. By the afternoon, high temperatures in the low 90s with a sunny sky until we get closer to about 5, 6 o'clock. And then that cold front approaches, bringing in our line of showers and thunderstorms. And some of those thunderstorms could range from strong to severe because, again, we're entering into that very warm and humid environment. This continues throughout the evening before things clear up overnight and we transition to sunshine for Thursday and a little bit of a pullback in our high temperatures on Thursday. Highs will be in the middle 80s. So an alert day in the forecast for Wednesday due to, yet again, heat index readings climbing over 100 and the possibility for strong to severe thunderstorms building in late in the day. Highs tomorrow will be close to 92. This time of year, average highs in the upper 70s, so we're well above average. It's also going to be breezy outside, even in front of these storm chances, about 10 to 20 miles per hour with the strong thunderstorms popping up later. Once we get through the next few days, it really still looks like our heat stays on for us. In the 6 to 10 day and our 8 to 14 day outlook, we're not backing off on this above average trend. Though we likely won't see the mid to upper 90s again, we're still seeing temperatures higher than really where they should be for the middle and end of June. Tomorrow in the low 90s, again, that alert day in the forecast due to the heat and the possibility for strong to severe thunderstorms. Dry through Father's Day weekend. We're back in the 90s on Monday and Tuesday with a slight chance for a shower or storm on Tuesday. And then looking ahead to the back half of next week, we pull back to the mid 80s for afternoon highs. Because of this heat right now, we've got a few reports of some buckling pavement. This is a look at 51 just outside of Sun Prairie north of the airport. 51 northbound right now, closed for part of it because of that pavement buckling. As far as downtown Madison, a few slow and go spots, and eastbound on the Beltline, we're seeing major delays. Westbound along the Beltline, things slow down close to Fish Hatch and then pick back up once we get near to Gammon. In downtown Janesville, a lot of green for us north and southbound on the interstate right now. Things actually look smooth for this evening. From the Beltline to Janesville, 24 minutes. Middleton to Sauk City, 16 minutes. And downtown to Sun Prairie, an 18-minute drive for us right now. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, thank you, Dana. Coming up, the latest on the plan for COVID vaccines for children. What the FDA will discuss this week in a series of meetings next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Vitense Golfland offers 2 golf and multi-sport simulator suites. Play great golf courses with unmatched viewing clarity. Play different sports such as football and soccer. Have fun with Zombie Ball. Vitense Golfland provides simulator fun for everyone.
Get everything you need to take care of your lawn and garden right now at Menards. The Suncast Hideaway Hose Reel holds up to 100 feet of 5/8-inch hose and can be easily wound. Only $29.99 after 11% rebate. Flexzilla premium garden hoses are built to lie flat and won't kink under pressure. Get 11% off all durable and lightweight Flexzilla garden hoses. Get 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Impatience is a virtue. When you know what you want, waiting isn't an option.
New Balance Madison, we got now.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you, and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
Sarah Godlewski, leading the fight.
Between Roe v. Wade, paid family leave, affordable child care, and affordable senior care, if you had more women at that U.S. Senate table, they'd be prioritizing things like that.
Sarah Godlewski, straight talk about Ron Johnson.
We do not want politicians like Ron Johnson making health care decisions for women and affecting our freedom.
Sarah Godlewski, the best chance to rid the Senate of Ron Johnson.
I'm Sarah Godlewski. I approve this message.
Vitense Golfland offers a free Top Tracer golf range experience. Obtain valuable shot information with warm-up, track your shot history with My Practice, play virtual golf, long drive, points game, go fish. Only at Vitense Golfland.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. There have been reports of people dealing with rebound COVID symptoms after taking the antiviral drug Paxlovid. Now a new study looks at how common the effect is. Paxlovid is an antiviral pill prescribed to people at high risk for severe COVID disease. Studies show it can reduce the chances of needing to be hospitalized. Mayo Clinic researchers looked at 483 high-risk patients treated for COVID-19 with a 5-day course of the drug. Only a handful of them developed rebound symptoms. All patients recovered, including those who had rebound symptoms and those who were typically mild. As for why some have the rebound symptoms, researchers explain one possibility is a replication of the virus that causes COVID-19 to trigger a secondary immune response that appears as mild symptoms. A Food and Drug Administration advisory panel began 2 days of meetings today that will likely lead the agency to recommending COVID vaccinations for infants and and young children.
And today the panel is voting on whether to grant emergency use authorization for Moderna's vaccine for children ages 6 to 17. Elise Preston has the latest from New York.
An FDA panel heard from Moderna researchers as it weighed whether to authorize the drug maker's COVID vaccine for children ages 6 to 17. Older kids and teens would get 2 full-strength doses. Younger children would get 2 doses at half strength.
Vaccine effectiveness was successfully inferred in both age strata, and vaccine efficacy estimates are similar to adults.
Currently, only Pfizer's COVID vaccine is approved for children under 18. There was concern that Moderna shots carried a greater risk of myocarditis, a rare inflammation of the heart muscle. But the FDA says the latest research does not back that up.
We do not observe a statistically significantly higher myocarditis risk in a Moderna COVID-19 vaccine recipient.
Wednesday, the panel will review Moderna and Pfizer's vaccines for children as young as 6 months old. Children under the age of 5 are the only ones not eligible to be vaccinated.
Obviously, the safety in this population is of paramount importance.
It's unclear how much demand there is for the youngest age group. Only 29% of children under 12 have been vaccinated since they became eligible for Pfizer's shot in November. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
The Biden administration said if the vaccines get the final go-ahead, they would likely become available as soon as June 21st. And we're back with a final check of your first warn forecast when we return.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. And air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. Call today for a free inspection.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
As you remodel, don't toss your cabinets and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Give your items a second life while proceeds build Habitat for Humanity homes. Donate today. Habitat Restore, Dane County.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Like an eagle protects his head.
We all need a rock we can rely on. To be strong. To overcome anything. To be unstoppable. That's why millions rely on the strength and financial guidance of Prudential to achieve their dreams. Who's your rock?
Arby's new Market Fresh lemonades are $1. Made with real fruit purees from real fruit, real cane sugar from real sugar cane, and real water from real water. Arby's, we have the meat.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
We're not just massage envy. We're also facials that get your skin glowing envy. We're talking, dang girl, you look good kind of envy.
All right, tell me your secret and lunch is on me.
Impress all your coworkers envy.
I bet she's on that Himalayan pepper cleanse.
How does she do it envy?
So what's going on with this?
That's because a regular massage envy facial routine is an amazing way to look and feel better. For that, I still got it going on kind of a feeling.
Must be good genes.
Massage envy facials, where better begins.
The Stanley Steamer started with one man, a van, and a whole lot of carpet. We've been innovating for a long time. Stanley Steamer now goes beyond carpet. Schedule a cleaning today.
We've got a packed broadcast.
forecast for you tonight. Severe weather batters almost every corner of the U.S., from wildfires to floods, with nearly 170 million Americans in the path of a dangerous heat wave. Plus, the consumer warning tonight over popular Fisher-Price rockers for babies and toddlers, what parents need to know. And the U.S. Army celebrates its 247th birthday. So tonight, a look at its storied past and the future ahead for the next generation. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Finally, today was the opening day of the Royal Ascot in Berkshire, England. Prince Charles, Prince of Wales, and Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, gave a royal welcome to the opening day. It's a week-long celebration of thoroughbred horse racing.
The Queen was forced to miss the annual racing event this year because of her ongoing mobility issues. Her Majesty is a passionate horse breeder and has been at every royal meeting at Ascot since she became Queen in 1952, apart from in 2020 when it was held behind closed doors because of the pandemic.
You said it nicely with the British accent.
Yes.
The Ascot. I just said the Ascot because I'm a bumpkin from the Midwest. Let's go to Dana, because all across the Midwest, we've got some serious heat.
Yes, seriously. I think it's a stay inside kind of evening for us right now. Unless you're maybe waterside, that'd be a great way to cool down. As we look ahead to tomorrow, high temperatures will be in the low 90s. Heat index readings expected to be close to 100 again, with a line of storms building in the late afternoon and evening. And those storms expected to be strong to severe. Behind that, we're sunny and dry through Father's Day weekend. Temperatures will be just a bit above average, and the next week back to the 90s Monday and Tuesday.
All right, Dana, thank you. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is up next.